It is a beautiful morning for computer work. That is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to get right down to business. And this machine is going to be getting a fresh load of Windows, and it is going to be getting ready to replace that over there as a music player computer, if it actually would work for such a task. Last night I noted a little bit of instability when I inserted my Ultimate Boot CD. The system went into a reboot loop and would not finish the power on self-test. Why this is, I have no idea. But I'm going to try it again. I think this is my boot floppy. I also noted that I couldn't boot from the CD-ROM, which is an interesting defect. Hope there's nothing in it. There's a couple of things in the BIOS that I do want to do. That's the wrong one. I want the other one. Should really label these. That would make this the process a whole lot easier. Let's see what it does when I insert that CD. Probably going to go into a reboot. No, it didn't do anything terrific. So we'll boot from CD-ROM, see if it works. There we go. So I have no idea why it was doing that earlier. Okay, I'm going to go into HDAC2, and I'm going to erase the drive before working. Normally, if I were doing something like this... No, that's not working. Yeah, it just locked up solid. Okay. It's not very appreciative of that Ultimate Boot CD. I'm going to BIOS. Because I want to disable a couple things. This thing is not going to have a keyboard. Right, well that's okay. Attached to it, because space is a premium, so I'm going to disable that. It will have a mouse, so I will enable that. All of that should be okay. Everything else should be fine. Alright, this should work a little better. There we go. Security's frozen, that's the problem it's got with the drive. So we'll begin that process, because I'm not keeping that Windows installation anyways. I really do want to try out Windows 7 on here and see how it behaves. If it's any good, or if it's just a waste of time. Which I think is going to be the case. Okay, that process is done. Now, let's see if it'll actually boot from the optical drive. Oops. As I try busily to break the camera. Nope. Of course not! This is not an DVD drive. Which it probably isn't. Now it thinks there's 4 hard drive partitions. That's funny. Yeah, DVD RAM, so it should boot from this. Oh, come on. Really? Figures. I may change my mind about using this in the studio because it seems to be incredibly unstable. I don't know what's wrong with it now. Maybe the optical drive is bad. That's probably it. So finally, after much fiddling around, I managed to get it to boot something. At least somewhat. I don't know if this will work. I think this memory module over here is bad, because the system's been having issues posting. And when I pulled that out, it's fired off every time, so I don't know. I might put it back in and see if the system still works. Maybe there's something wrong with the slot on the board. It got jostled around enough that it doesn't work right. I don't know. I'm gonna have to get this thing through Windows Setup now. I can't win. What a royal pain. So I couldn't get the USB to work with Windows 7. So then I tried changing the optical drive so I could try and use my Windows XP disk. And that didn't work. So fine. If that's the game the computer wants to play, then that's the game the computer is going to lose. And it did. At least so far. So I installed Linux Mint from USB. Now, let's see if my sound card works. And all of that. I think it does. Probably in name only. Well, the audio works. Cool. Stop playing that before I get in trouble with the Music Mafia. Alright, so now I gotta hook it up to the network, install updates, and install all my software tools, which isn't very many. I've got probably Exact Audio Copy. Really, that's it. Exact Audio Copy and Mix. Those are the only tools that I really use. Probably Java as well. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Well, that sucks. I forgot that this did not have any onboard Ethernet hardware. So I had to install a PCMCIA card. And the only one that I had handy is a 10 megabit card. That blows. Oh well, I pulled it out of the Toshiba Tecra 8000 because it won't be using it anytime soon. I'm not entirely sure that it's supposed to be doing that. Wow. That is not working. Awesome. Well, that's embarrassing. Turns out there is Ethernet on board. Wow. Come on. This keyboard's a piece of crap. That should work a whole lot better. What is that? 10100. Yeah. That'll work a lot better. Let's try that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and install Mix. And what else did I want to install? Exact Audio Copy, but I think I'm going to have to do that from a package. I don't think it's got that in here, so we'll have to download all of those. I may look for SeaMonkey, the web browser. Then I'll test out Mix and make sure that it actually works. And then I'll call this project done. I'll put it up on the shelf where it's going to go on a permanent basis. Oops. That doesn't work. Not that I'm surprised. Alright, get out of here. We'll try and install this. I don't think it's going to work either. Trying to run a Windows browser under Linux. I've been talking with Ross, and he has said that this thing will not boot from a laptop optical drive, which I've confirmed, because I tried a second one and that didn't work either. So, I'm going to have to take it apart and figure out how to power... I've got a power supply sitting around that'd work to power a laptop, a desktop optical drive. The problem is actually finding one that's a DVD drive. I don't really have any DVD drives lying around. So I'll probably have to pull one from something. Who knows, the one that's in there isn't going to be seeing any use for a while. Oh, my camera's almost out of batteries. So I'm going to try and install this and see if this works. I don't really hold out much hope. But as long as it plays music, I don't really care. Wow, that works. Cool. Good Lord, that is going to take forever. Well, that was an unnecessary pain. I don't have everything back on the rack. In fact, it's mostly barren. I replaced that monitor, too, before anybody says anything. It used to be an Acer AL1706. Now there's a Dell, because the Dell probably has better picture. At least it looks like it has a better picture. And I like Dell monitors a lot more. The picture on them is usually a lot better than some of the other brands. But I had to lower this shelf. I can only lower it one tick because otherwise it would interfere with some of the other equipment. But this computer is too big for the rack. Or it was, until I lowered this. And that seems to be alright. And it's hooked up too, so we'll go ahead and fire it up. I don't have a keyboard, so hopefully I turned off that feature. Now is when it probably won't work. It's not fast, by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, it doesn't really have to be. As long as it plays music at an acceptable pace. I don't really care that much. Now, I'll probably find that my mouse doesn't work. It's an old Radio Shack brand, and it's a Logitech trackball. Nice mouse. I hope it works. Because I do not want to replace it with anything else. Alright. There we go. Don't forget a boot sound. Nope. Let's have audio turned on. There used to be something here. I don't know what it was. It's not going to be there now. We could just put these up a little bit. Fire up mix and we'll play something and hope that it'll work. Because it was working. I wish it would remember that I have it maximized. I've got about 6 minutes left on this tape, so just better hurry up. At least it remembered most of my settings. Let's see here. What won't get me in trouble with the music mafia? I don't really know. There isn't a whole lot on here. That probably won't work. Maybe if I only play a little bit? I don't know. Let's just try something. There we go. That's audio. I think that's probably enough. I can't really play anything else. Look at how smooth that is. Oh, my shaking is not very smooth, but I think you get the idea. It works. Awesome. It's great. Definitely works well. So, I think that'll be a welcomed addition to the studio. And I think that's going to conclude the video. So, thank you for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them down below. I'm not a big fan of the new version of Mix. It's kind of a piece of junk. But, oh well, I got to get used to it. This is CP666 signing off. I hope to see you next time. Till then.